Huh. This couch feels funny. It feels like pants. Yes.
Kirby's Epic Yarn, my favorite Kirby game of all time. This here is the only Kirby game that's made entirely out of, you guessed it, yarn. Yep, that's right, a cat's all-time favorite thing to play with. And for good reason as well. Released on October 14th, 2010, for the Nintendo Wii, this game truly showed exactly how Kirby went behind the seams. Oh come on, they used that pun on the back of the box. See? It's right over here. Never mind, moving on. But not only that, this was also the first ever Kirby game on the Wii, so that's pretty cool as well, I guess.
So the game's questions are, is yarn really all that soft? Why do cats love to play with yarn so much? And why does the grass in this game feel like pants? And how would it feel to be made out of yarn? Well, it's time to get all comfy and cozy.
Now before I start the story, I just want to say that everything here is actually narrated by a nice young man, as if he's reading his children a bedtime story. Aw, isn't that nice? But anyways, the game starts off with Kirby walking through Dreamland, which is where he lives of course, when all of a sudden, he finds a bright red Metamato sitting right on top of a bush. He then tries to eat it, but when he does, an evil caped sorcerer named Yin Yarn appears right out of left field. He tells Kirby not to eat the Metamato, because he possessed it. But of course, Kirby doesn't listen to him and eats it anyway, because, well, he's Kirby, and he'll eat literally anything edible he sees. This makes Yin Yarn so mad, he sucks Kirby into a magic sock around his neck, which teleports him into Patchland, a world made entirely out of yarn and fabric.
A magic sock? How evil.
In Patchland, Kirby's body turns into yarn, taking away both his power to inhale food and enemies, and the ability to fly in the air. Instead, Kirby is given the ability to transform into literally anything, all thanks to the mighty power of the Metamato. He then transforms into a car, in order to rescue a blue yarn boy from being attacked by a scary yarn monster. The boy tells Kirby that his name is Prince Fluff, and he explains to him that Yin Yarn has separated Patchland into 7 pieces, which were originally tied together by the magic yarn, which Yin Yarn scattered all throughout Patchland. They then come across the first piece of the magic yarn after Kirby saves Prince Fluff from another monster that tries to attack him, by transforming into an anvil and crushing the monster. After that's all settled and done with, Kirby decides to help Prince Fluff find and collect all 7 pieces of the magic yarn, and restore Patchland, and that's where their adventure begins.
Okay, hold up. Why are all these monsters trying to attack Prince Fluff? I mean, what did he ever do to them?
Now just like in the Sim Wii, this game is a 2D side-scrolling platformer, primarily played with the Wii Remote held sideways, once again, just like in the Sim Wii. But unlike in that game, you can't play this game with a Wii Remote and nunchuck, which is kind of lame. But anyways, in this game, you play as Kirby, who has been magically transformed into a character made out of yarn and fabric. Because of this, you are unable to inhale food and enemies, or fly in the air, unlike most games in the Kirby series, if not all of them. Instead, your moveset is based around your newfound ability to transform into different yarn-based objects. For example, while in midair, you can transform into a small parachute in order to fall more slowly, and see what kind of enemies are there to avoid before landing. You can also turn into an anvil in order to smash down towards the ground, and crush certain enemies and other objects, kind of acting like the ground pound from Sim Wii. You can move faster by turning into a car while on the ground, and you can transform into a yellow submarine when swimming underwater. Certain areas in the game also feature special transformations, which give you very unique abilities, such as a giant missile-launching tank, a fire truck, and a steam train, which can ride across tracks drawn by the Wiimote's pointer on the screen. Now unfortunately, this here is actually my least favorite ability in the game. Now I don't hate it or anything, but I definitely don't love it either, but that's just me. But thankfully, this ability only appears in 2 levels in the game, so at least that's good.
All aboard the Trump train! Choo-choo! Chugga 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 China, China, chugga 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 China, China, chugga 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 chugga.
Your primary method of attack in this game consists of a yarn whip, which you can use in order to grab certain enemies and other objects, allowing you to wind them up into small balls of yarn and throw them. You can also use your whip in order to activate certain mechanisms in certain levels of the game, such as zippers and pulleys, and swinging on buttons. Not only that, but a second player can also join in the game as well, playing as Prince Fluff. He plays exactly the same as Kirby, which is kind of lame, but he can assist you in controlling certain transformations in the game, so at least that's nice.
Okay, hold up. So Kirby can somehow transform into a giant tank in this game? Man, he should become a soldier and join the military. I'm sure he'd win all the battles there.
Certain levels are filled to the brim with several collectible items, such as primarily assorted craft beads for you to collect. After completing a stage, you receive 1 out of 4 different ranking medals: wood, bronze, silver, and gold. These rankings all depend on how many beads you have collected in the level. In this game, you don't have any health or lives, and you can't die in a stage, but you will lose some of your beads if you either take damage or fall into a pit. Now, unlike the huge abundance of coins in The Sim 2, beads actually have a purpose in this game. Yes, shocker, I know. These beads can be used in order to purchase certain items, such as furniture and wallpaper for your apartment in Patch Plaza, the main hub world of the game. You can customize your apartment in any way you like, so knock yourself out. Patch Plaza also has a practice stage for you to test out your skills, and you need to complete it in order to unlock the first world of the game. There's a grand total of 7 worlds in this game: Grassland, Hotland, Treatland, Waterland, Snowland, Spaceland, and Dreamland. But anyways, additional furniture, as well as music tracks, can be unlocked by finding these pink treasure chests, with a grand total of 3 of them being hidden in each level of the game. By decorating other apartments with just the right furniture, new tenants will move in, opening up certain bonus challenges in the game, such as hide and seek and time trials.
Okay, hold up. So Kirby has his own apartment in this game? Man, I'm sure he gets paid $100 an hour.
Certain levels are completed by ringing a bell at the end of each stage, where Prince Fluff joins you for a little victory dance. Aw, isn't that cute? But anyways, completing a certain level gives you a patch, which is then thrown in the world map area in order to unlock the next stage. Not only that, but each stage has a different cutscene that traverses into unlocking the level. It's not like you just complete a stage and move on to the next one. It's actually a lot more than that. Cool. But anyways, each world has a boss stage at the end of it, and if you complete it, then you get a piece of the magic yarn, which stitches a pathway over to the next world. However, if you complete a boss stage with a gold bead rank, you receive a hidden patch, allowing you to unlock additional levels at the end of each world.
And now let's talk about the visuals in this game, because believe me, these are what truly make the game shine.
This game features certain graphics that are completely rendered in a unique knitting design based around animated yarn and a world of cloth and other textiles. Kind of like Yoshi's Woolly World for the Wii U. Oh, and both games were co-developed by the same company, Goodfeel, in case you didn't know that. But anyways, this game also works its visual style into its gameplay by creating certain interactions in between the game and its graphical style, such as allowing you to pull on certain buttons, stray threads, zippers, and spin balls of yarn, in order to reveal either hidden areas or alter the shape of the terrain all around you. Awesome!
Wow, could you imagine if everything in this world was made entirely out of yarn and fabric? You'd never have to worry about getting cuts and scrapes ever again. Hooray! But at the same time, this does kind of make me a little bit jealous of Kirby and Prince Fluff in this game.
And now, on to the rest of the story, so get ready. Meanwhile, Yin-Yarn sucks King Dedede and Meta Knight into his magic sock, turns them into yarn, and places them under his control as he begins to take over Dreamland in Kirby and Prince Fluff's absence. Kirby and Prince Fluff are then forced to fight King Dedede and Meta Knight after they ambush them in Patchland, when Kirby and Prince Fluff finally collect all 7 pieces of the magic yarn and stitch Patchland back together. Meta Knight, who is no longer under the sorcerer's influence, apologizes for trying to attack them earlier. He informs them that Yin-Yarn is turning Dreamland into yarn and fabric. Then, Prince Fluff pulls out a second magic sock, the one Yin-Yarn somehow completely forgot to take with him. You done goofed, Yin Yarn. You done goofed. But anyways, Prince Fluff uses the second sock to transport himself, Kirby, Meta Knight, and King Dedede all the way to Dreamland, which is now completely made out of yarn and fabric. With King Dedede and Meta Knight's help, Kirby and Prince Fluff confront and defeat Yin Yarn, while breaking his spell and returning both Dreamland and themselves back to normal. Prince Fluff then parts his ways with Kirby, stating that he can visit Patchland at any time via Yin Yarn's magic sock. After they say goodbye to each other, Kirby stares off into the sunset. After the credits are over, Kirby falls asleep in some shade, holding the reminder of a dear friend. The end. Oh hey, that rhymes. Cool.
And now for the flaws. Let's get to them before this yarn loses all of its strings.
The first flaw that I have with the game is actually something I mentioned earlier, and that's not being able to die in the game. Now sure, I know that sounds like a good thing, even though it is, but at the same time, it does kind of take away the challenge from an already easy game to begin with. They probably did this because they knew that lives in 2D and 3D platformers didn't really matter, even though they still don't to this day. And that brings me to my second flaw with the game, the low difficulty level. Yeah, this game's pretty much all cupcakes and rainbows, unlike Mario Sunshine for the GameCube, and even the bosses, and especially the final boss's second and final phase. Like seriously, all you have to do is just go up close and personal to him and mash the fire button in his face. I don't even care if I'm getting hit at this point, because if you lose some of your beads, you can easily pick them back up again, as long as you're quick enough to get them back before they disappear. So yeah, only 2 flaws with the game. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now sure, even though this might not be one of the best Wii games of all time, it's definitely one of the best looking ones. Its visual appeal will easily calm down anybody who's feeling stressed out. This joyous platformer might not be all that difficult, but it's fun, inventive, and outrageously imaginative. So with that being said, I'm giving Kirby's Epic Yarn 86 out of 100 Mario hats. This truly is an amazing looking game that embraces traditional platforming designs in fresh new ways. It's a game that was designed for constant smiling, just like Mario Odyssey for the Switch. And even though it's a little bit on the easy side, the graphics and overall fun of it totally make up for its shortcomings. Here's hoping we get another yarn-themed Kirby game in the near future.
Okay guys, so next time we meet, we'll be taking a look at Wii Sports for the Nintendo Wii. So grab your baseball bat, if you have one of course, swing at that bowling ball, and score a quadruple bogey. So stay tuned for that. Oh, and remember, gaming is not a crime. Until then, it's the awesome sauce.
Wait a minute, this game has dinosaurs in it? I thought this was a kid's game. Hey, look at me! I'm getting absolutely nowhere in this game. Literally. That's fun. No, please, don't abduct me. I have a wife and 2 kids. Okay, that was a good laugh. Really, it was. I gotta hand it to him.
Mind if I suck it to you?